Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play. We're gonna dive right back into Elite Zoo North in the hopes of accomplishing another great task today. We will be completing our trek into the Himalayas if all goes well, hopefully. We shouldn't have a problem. Gonna get those bears in and cap off the Himalayas. It should be a good time. And then next session, maybe do a massive kind of beauty pass in that corner before then moving further and further and perhaps overcoming a great wall, huh? Oh man, we're off to a fantastic start this session. Folks, just want to mention as always, if you've been enjoying the series and you'd like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. Now, this is the first episode of the month, and I keep this to a minimum because I don't like, I just don't like mentioning it over and over again. But folks, if you've really been enjoying this series, I would humbly request you check out my Patreon, perhaps. The link is in the description down below and under the I at the top right corner of the screen. Or if you don't like the idea of Patreon, you can also become a channel member by clicking the join button that's right below the video. Think of it kind of like a Twitch subscription or a Netflix subscription or what have you. If you've really been enjoying the content, just something to consider. No obligations, of course, but the support is greatly appreciated for those of you that are able to, naturally. The other thing is, on that same related note, as I said previously, just a quick recap, as a bit of a perk for channel members and patrons, we have staff naming open. Now, some of you have given me staff names, so let me know again down below in the comments if you'd like to have a staff member named after you, and if you have a preferred job, let me know. But obviously, when you have a preferred job, it can be a little hard, though we are going to do a bit of a hiring run. I think we need to kind of get some new vets and stuff in, just to do a bit more advanced education. A few more keepers and stuff need to be added in as well. So feel free to get your hat in the ring in terms of getting your name into our staff. And apart from that as well, we're introducing something new, which I really like. This was a suggestion I got in the comments, and I really liked it. But if you'd like to sponsor an animal, and get your name on the board next to one of these animals to just have your mark in the zoo, feel free to mention that in the comments as well. Now, if you're a channel member, just mention it in the comments. There's a little icon that'll show up next to your name, so I'll know that you're a channel member. But if you're a patron, just send me a private message as well on Patreon so that I see the connection there. But that's enough of an introduction. I don't like harping and talking about Patreon and channel memberships. It always makes me feel awkward, but I do want to say thanks to those of you that have been supporting the channel in that way. It really does make a massive difference, and a big thanks, of course, as well to all of you who have been watching along, all of you who have joined in as subscribers and whatnot. It's just, it warms my heart to see so many, so many people so involved and to see the community grow. It really is, it brings me much joy. And as always, again, I do read through all the comments. However, this time, folks, unfortunately, I wasn't able to read through all of them before I had to record. If I didn't start recording now, I would not be able to get an episode out tonight, and I thought that was fairly important. I managed to read many of them, and I will address as many of them as I can today. And I will read through the rest of the comments afterwards. So I still will be able to address them later on, but just kind of juggling my timings, and it's a bit of a hectic time for all of us. So I hope you all don't mind, but I am trying my best to stay on top of comments. Now, one of the most prevalent comments that many of you made was, and I saw it often, liked tremendously, so this is clearly a popular opinion, but it seems many of you would much rather see the elephants gain more ground and the rhinos be reduced to one enclosure, because some of you said it was kind of strange that the rhinos were the only ones with 2 enclosures. Many of you said that it'd be nice for the elephants to have more room since they enjoy parading. And all valid points. I saw some folks who liked the idea of the split enclosures, but I think by and large, the preference was to give the elephants a larger enclosure and give the rhinos a single, smaller enclosure. So what I think I'm going to do, and I don't know if I'll do it right now, maybe I'll do it after our time lapse, because I do want to start with our time lapse. But what I might do is I might give the elephants this section and give the rhinos this section, because I do believe that is enough room for the rhinos as well, like more than enough room for 3 or so rhinos. Let's go ahead and take a quick check over here. Seems Shreya has woken up. Don't mind the 0%. That's just because we just loaded in. If I take a look, yeah, that should be, I think, enough, more than enough room to get 3 rhinos in here. We might need to expand it a little bit. might push these trees back a little, or might push this wall back a little down over here. So when we have the extra rhinos, it's not a problem. Because I think it would make a lot more sense for the elephants to be able to walk through here and come into this bottom area. So I think I'll do that, but maybe we save that for later. One other thing I want to address really quickly before we dive into our time lapse is I want to take a look and see. It was pointed out that the path here might be broken. No, I think the path is fine. I think it just looks like it's broken because I used this kind of pathing. Because if I recall correctly, at the end of the last session, yeah, the path is fine here as well. At the end of the last session, we did see some crowds in here, but it seems they've cleared out close to the end of the last session. Because if you'll recall, yeah, we have, hang on, I could have sworn. Is it because I just loaded in, or was it in the middle of the last session? We had quite a few people in here though at one point last session. It's just a matter of where the apes actually are, where the orangutan are sitting. That kind of determines where the crowds are going to form. Apart from that, sorry, one more thing, and I do have to mention another thing with the rhinos. I got a really interesting suggestion about how to connect from back here to the front. I have it noted down, and I'll reveal it next session when we're doing our beauty pass. So we're definitely going to do that. And one last thing I wanted to touch on over here was in relation to, oh man, now I've forgotten. I apologize. Paths, donation bins, people making money, where the apes are. Oh, I can't remember what. Oh, right, the name. Seeing orangutan reminded me. I was trying to go through the process of like, what was I thinking when I realized, and it was the name. So I haven't yet picked a name because I couldn't go through all the comments. I feel like it's just unfair to all of those comments that I wasn't able to read. So I'm going to wait until, I guess, next session to put the name down. I have picked a couple favorites out so far, but I haven't been able to read through all of them. So your patience is greatly appreciated, but I will need a little more time before we name that little corner of ours. So, as I said, today we're focusing on this little Himalayas section. We have, I believe, if I recall correctly, from way at the beginning of this Let's Play, I might need to do this as well today, but way from the beginning of our Let's Play, we have in our animal storage, as a reward, a Himalayan brown bear. Vivan. Solid traits there, like solid genetics, decent, high appeal, very high appeal. So I definitely want to remember that we have a male Himalayan brown bear already, and the female, of course, will have to go into the trading centers and see what we can get. In fact, actually, let's just take a quick peek right now. I'm not going to get any more Indian rhinos because, again, if we're reducing them to just one enclosure, then we have to actually trade one out because we already have a breeding pair. So Himalayan brown bear. Let's see if we can't find a suitable female. Advaita here. Adwaita. Atharv. These are very. Some of these names are definitely feeling kind of Indian. Not sure. Not sure of the naming convention to use here. 75, 67, 67, 67. Top two are the ones that matter most. So despite this extremely high appeal, I think we're going to go with Meher here. Lower appeal, but better stats overall. And if we compare you to, oh, come on, you know we have him. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and get Meher. Yes. Let's adopt you right away. Why hesitate? We know what we're doing. Now let's go ahead and give the move order immediately as well. Got a quarantine over here. Pop you in there. Good stuff. And with that done, yeah, I'm definitely gonna, after we get our animals in here, gonna do a little bit of management stuff, and maybe even tweak this enclosure today. It might not be today, but maybe. I'm hoping for it. Folks, that's conversations for later. For now, let's dive on in to our time lapse. All right, folks, this is another exciting time lapse. This one is actually quite a bit shorter than I'd expected. Well, I shouldn't say it's short. It's still a fairly lengthy time lapse, but it's stuck to that hour-long length that I usually do, as opposed to, you know, blowing up in my face like the last couple time lapses have done. Nonetheless, I'm really happy with the results. I wanted to try and build try and do a bit of a return to form, sort of an approach, get more of a natural looking build for our for our Himalayan brown bears, and I think I do manage to do that quite well. And I think that it also has some really interesting experiences for our guests. I'm actually quite happy with the end result, and as always, I hope you all are as well. But of course, I'm open to your feedback. So first thing we did was just lay out the overall bounds of the enclosure, something that I will come to regret later, but it's not a big deal. Just have to make some minor adjustments to it later. It does kind of get in our way. The next thing I do is down over here, and this is an idea that came to me as I was, kicking this time lapse off. I was like, ooh, wouldn't it be cool if? And me being me, I was like, well, there's only one way to find out. Let's do it. So I adjust the placement of the water treatment plant there, water filtration system or whatever it's called, because I wanted to actually replace, or rather I wanted to build a new viewing angle for the brown bears. I think the platform that we have right now is pretty neat. I feel like the view from up top where the monasteries are, I think that's pretty neat. But I really do enjoy the cave view. We've done that with the wolves, we've done that with the grizzly bears, and I think there's just something special about it. You get to see the animal at rest, where it feels most comfortable and safe and secluded. And it's a very intimate experience, I find. So I wanted to build a similar thing for the bears over here. So I did build a cave viewing point that you can get to while you're going from the India section and from the Bactrian camels and all that. If you're heading north, so to speak, you can detour and go into this little cave area to view the brown bears, and then you can continue on towards the China section. So I feel like there's an interesting there's kind of an interesting moment there. So if you're not taking trains or you're not taking the oh dear, what's the gondola, or if you're not going from the Southeast Asia side, because of course you could be doing that as well. If you're not doing any of that, then this angle is made a little bit more interesting because you do have this special viewing point. So you can see I'm just going in and making some adjustments to make sure that the you're not just looking at a view of dirt and mud, that you have a view of the animals properly. And I do like when the standing platform is a little bit lower than where the animals are, so your eye level kind of matches with where their bodies and paws and stuff would be. I like the height that this is sitting at, which it was actually just pure sheer luck. It just worked out nicely. I'm very glad to see that, of course. And then, of course, I got to decorate the interior a little bit as well, make it feel like it's somewhat cavey. And also I will be building a cave exterior as well. But first I wanted to add a couple of benches in here. I think we get some bins in as well. And while doing that, I realize that there's a distinct lack of benches and bins just outside of this mountain range. So I put some down just to make sure people don't start littering and people are resting a bit more. And then, yes, I do put some bins on the inside as well. And then, of course, we have to adjust this little walkway. And it did prove a little nightmarish, but it wasn't the end of the world. And yeah, you can see like it fits right in. The concrete blends in nicely as well from like a color perspective, and the rocks, again, there was no doubt that this would work. We've done it before. They work in very nicely as well. And I was wondering if I wanted it to have a really small mouth, like have a small entrance into the cave, so that it's really kind of dark inside, and again, just adds to that sense and feeling of intimacy, kind of like what we have with the snow leopards, right? So that theme is carried through this entire, not just set of enclosures, but just this region of our zoo. And then I decided to add a little bit of color over here. I wanted it to feel a little different from the snow leopard enclosure. So fortunately, we do have some, orangish yellow trees that we can use that fit the region. So there is that separation. It doesn't feel like it's from a completely different part of the world, but there is a little bit of distinction between the two sides. And then, of course, going to add, or rather finish off this platform up top over here. Now, this platform might actually be too high as a viewing angle, which would be a bit of a bummer, but it still exists as a cool spot to just be in. Oh, right. This happened a couple times today where, for some reason, I disconnected from the servers. Fortunately, it was a quick fix. I just had to restart the game. It happens once later as well. But I was really nervous. It felt like a cruel April Fool's joke, because I'm obviously recording this on April 1st. But I was just like, oh, don't tell me I won't be able to finish this recording today. I like trying to maintain a schedule as much as possible. And actually, on that note, I should say, if you haven't seen it yet, there is a new update. So if you take a look at the channel and you go to our community page, which is and I'll link to it on my Twitter as well. I must have tweeted it out already. But if you take a look at the community page, I will have made a post about my plans for my schedule in this coming month and for the potentially near future. Nothing too shocking in there, but I like to give updates so y'all know what to expect. Sorry, I don't even know why I got on that train of thought, but something clearly made me think about that, and I thought it was important to address. So do check that out in the community tab on my channel. Right, so the next order of business was to build a bit of a support structure below this platform so it looked a bit more believable, and also to pull and rather duplicate the flooring above down, just so that the view from the bottom doesn't seem so strange and incorrect is the only way to put it, really. But yeah, pretty happy with how this is all coming together. I do decide to build a bit of a pond up over here because I thought it'd be neat to have a waterfall coming out of there down into the the lake or pond or whatever you want to call it. That's the one of the sources of water for this entire system, of course, is it's melting off the mountaintops is the idea there. And unfortunately, I just realized I don't think I actually put the waterfalls down, because that's obviously something I can't do during a time lapse. The game needs to be unpaused, so I do believe I forget to do that, so I do need to remind myself to do that with next session's beauty pass. Next order of business is to put down the donation bins, and I think I do also put down no, I leave that for later. I do put down the education boards as well, but the first thing that comes to mind is I want people to have a reason to go into this area. And you saw moments ago I kind of zoomed out and looked around a little bit. I was just looking for the closest spot where people are able to get their, food, drink, washroom usage all taken care of. My idea initially was just that this cave area would have a washroom, but when I took a look around and realized that there is a lack of vendors in the area, it might be a good idea to just get one food stall and one drink stall. Don't have to add too much. I'm sure we're going to add stuff in the China region when we get to work on that, so don't have to overdo it here, but I thought it'd be nice if you're on your way over to have a place to stop and pick up your pick up a quick snack or use the washroom, pick up a snack or leave behind the previous snack, however you want to phrase it. Oh man, I wish I hadn't said that. It's too late now. But yeah, so get the washroom down as well. So you have a couple spots to eat, to drink, and then to use the washroom if you need to. And I feel like that will hopefully draw more people into this little cave area. It's always nice when people actually use the experiences we build for them. And I didn't want to leave this incomplete, so we do get our decorative elements on top of and around the vendors. Yeah, pretty happy and pleased with how down to earth this one feels, and that's not just a play on it being underground or anything like that. As much as it is, it also isn't. I'm just being legitimately honest there. I like that it feels kind of grounded, undergrounded even. It's very serene, and I do like that we've maintained that across the almost the entirety of this Tibetan region, this Himalayan region, keeping it very calm, I suppose, meditative almost. I do hesitate about putting some shops and stuff down here, but I'll address my hesitation after the time lapse. I'm just not sure, on the topic of that serenity and that meditative element, does putting shops up there really make sense? A couple shops here and there, fine, but do I want to go overboard up top? I don't know. And I turn to you for your opinions, of course, but more on that in a bit. This is the time lapse. Again, not too crazy, but very happy with the results, and I hope you all are as well. Back to our regular speed. All right, folks, we are back from the time lapse, and as I kind of anticipated, that one wasn't as long as they typically end up being. Still an hour, but these last couple of sessions we've been having really, really long time lapses, so it was nice on my end at least to get a little bit of a change of pace, and I hope it's the same for y'all as well. A couple of plans changed as I went laying things out. I decided that I wanted to actually have a cave view, so we have developed this nice little cave view for our customers, for our guests when they come through. The bears will be sleeping here, hopefully getting cover from rain and snow and things like that, so that'll be nice for them. But we also have some quick snacks and stuff that you can grab. So if you have a name for a Gulpy Energy or for a Chief Beef, do feel free to drop them in the comments down below. We'll also need a name for our enclosure itself, so bring those in as well, and hopefully we'll get some naming done very soon. But yes, pretty happy with this little cave experience that we've built. It should be far enough away from all the negative impact down here. Oh, it is not. very well. I should have checked that during the time lapse. That would have been a wise thing to do. So people will be unhappy right at the edge there. Well, that's okay, because I think all I need to do is just move you over, hopefully. My apologies for that. For some reason, I just assumed that we were fine. We very much are not. But that's a quick fix. Won't be a problem. Go ahead and just drop you down over here. This is the water water filtration, so it's got a very large radius, and I'm not too concerned about it, not reaching its intended target. I'm more concerned about it not attaching to the... There we go. If this is where you want to be, then this is where you want to be. I will let you live freely as you wish to. Who am I to stop you from living your life? There you go. Hopefully that's better. Yeah, there you go. It was just the water filtration. So no more negative impact. And if we take a look at water filtration, of course, we are in the clear over here and in the little pond type thing that we've built up there. I thought it'd be nice to have a little waterfall over here, but of course can't do that in the time lapse. Have to put effects in when we hit play. But yeah, so we've got this nice little cave experience down over here, which I think is a very intimate viewing opportunity, like we've had with our other bears and our wolves as well. Some food that you can get. And then, when you leave, by the way, doing this reminds me, I will be doing a tour up in episode 75 is my plan. Just a nice round, well, not round, it's obviously an odd number, but it's a nice number, I think, to do one of those in. But yeah, so you can go down there, you can come back over here, kind of have to do a bit of a loop around it. You got to go up, oh yeah, okay, you go this way, and then up, 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 up. And then from here, you have some more views of the bears when they're out and about playing. Or, of course, you've come in through the trains, and then you end up over here. Now, I was hesitating putting more stores up here. If we put some more shops up here, people are likely to come up here, which is a good way to, sort of instigate traffic. However, at the same time, I kind of like our layout right now. Visually, it's nice. The only kind of commercial aspect, quote unquote, not even, I don't think that's the right word for it, is this little toilet block over here. We were hesitating or thinking about previously as well, putting some stores down. Just don't know if I want to. I'll be honest. I just don't know if I want to. Maybe if we see absolutely zero action up here in the next couple of sessions. Again, oh man. Second time it's happened. Okay, let's hope this is fine. But yeah, if we see some action up here, then we'll or if we don't see any action up here for the next couple sessions, we will try and put some stores down or something. Let's hope that we can reconnect quickly and I can continue recording this session, though. All right, we're back. That's the downside of having an always on, or rather always online component to your to a game, I would say. But hey, it wasn't on my internet didn't go down. It must be the servers, because we've got some massive updates coming, and maybe it's in preparation for that. But nonetheless, on the topic of massive updates, folks, we are going to go ahead and add our bears to the enclosure over here. We've got the one who's ready to dive in. I'm pretty sure we don't have to put him through quarantine, though actually, you know what, just to be safe, you would assume that that an animal that you get rewarded wouldn't need to go through quarantine, but let's put you into the trade center, and let's go ahead to our animal storage here, and let's make sure that Vivan here gets moved. Don't want to misclick that to our quarantine up over here as well, and then we'll be able to bring them both in at roughly the same time, I guess. I need to also, let's see, I've got everything sorted out over here, but before I hit incomplete. Oh, right. I forgot. My apologies. I needed to edit the because I edited this when I was putting in the new stalls underneath, and then I forgot to reconnect. Let's go ahead and do that. That won't take me very long at all. There we go. Not a problem. I need to make sure that you are in an appropriate work zone. Let's go ahead and check this real quick. No, we're good. Staff, work zones, and you need to be in our, what do we call this work zone? Did we just put it under East Asia? We did. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do that. Include you, include all of you, and that should be good for here. Excellent. Cool. Hang on. What's this? That's got no work zone to it. That's got to be India entrance. Well, we can do East Asia as well as India entrance, or India center, rather, I should say. Don't zoom out. I don't need you to zoom out. There we go. And that should be all that we need to do. So Let's go ahead and do a little bit of animal trading. So, folks, you're going to have to bear with me for a second as I deal with our exhibits, because we've got a lot of animals in storage. We've got a lot of animals that are, you know, crowded and not having a good time. So I do want to fix that. And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go around like this and do it, because it allows me to have a lot more... you know what? I shouldn't have done that. These two are very elderly. I don't know if they'll have more kids. We got to keep an eye out on them. But this will allow me to over-store in my animal storage. And it just makes it a little bit faster, I think, to manage this overall, rather than having to go through my storage, sell, and then go through my storage again. Over here as well. Even though they're not upset, let's go ahead and sell some of the surplus, if you will. Can't think of a better way to phrase it. All right, this won't take much longer. Now these guys, there's only 2 of you? Could have sworn. Oh, I guess a bunch of them are in the trade center. Right. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So then we might actually be more okay than I initially thought. Though we did recently have some new births, if I'm not mistaken, in some of these enclosures. So why not? Just to be safe, I guess, is the word to use. What's going on here? You're all good. You're all good as well. Yeah, I've already checked you. And then back over here. This won't take very long. This won't take very long at all. Let's go ahead and get Raul out of there. Every time I say Raul, I think about football. Soccer, if you will. Who else? We've got all the animals down over here. I just can't separate that name from the sport, you know? From the days of, like, the down and whatnot. Anyway, fine over here. Let's go ahead and get Benjamin out of here. Go ahead and get... Ooh, you're pregnant. You get to stay. We, of course, need a male. So that's an easy decision. Over here as well. Yep, that's fine. They're young enough to continue breeding, the pair we've left behind. Over here, you get to stay, and if I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw someone named Nakedra. You get to stay as well. And then back around to the Gila monsters. Wow, these guys are really crowded, aren't they? There we go. We're gonna make a hefty sum of cash from when we trade all these animals out. A hefty sum of cash. Where am I? I'm in the right spot. There you go. Just disappeared into the wall for me. There we go. Like I didn't notice it. I'm not saying it actually disappeared. Obviously, if you're pregnant, you get to stay. And let's go ahead and keep some of the younger males here. Sure, you. Why not? Random selection. All right. That is, I believe, all of them. We've got you done. Oh, no, hold on a second. Our new additions, let's not forget. Our new additions that currently don't get a lot of visitors, but hopefully after we implement the fix that I'd mentioned before the time lapse, hopefully that will bring more people down this way. Come on. There we go. And over here, just the 2 of you. All right, cool. Yeah, we're gonna try and complete some loops. Hopefully, you know, this next session. Let's go ahead and I could adjust this right now. It's a pretty easy thing to adjust. If we look at the animals in here, it is just the one Arin. Are you the superior Rhino? We're looking at 75, 83, 33, 66. All right. I guess so. But Viraj, we got Viraj first, so it feels mean to get rid of him. You know what? Heart over mind this time. Heart over mind. Let's go ahead and get Arin into the trade center. Sorry, buddy. And I think now we're going to unpause momentarily. Let that happen. There we go. And let's go ahead and pause again so that we can actually get rid of this habitat. So this would give the elephants a huge amount of space to roam in. The way I want to edit this is edit the barrier, delete that section, and delete this section, yeah. Then connect up to there, delete that. Got to make sure I delete the floating heater, obviously. Over here, connect to here. They should hopefully be able to come through. Let's move our heater over to here. And if I check real quick here, our rhinos, or not our rhinos, fix multiple habitat gates, of course. Game doesn't appreciate the habitat gates. Now the question is, I can't delete you, can I? I have to... How do I... Because if I delete you, won't it... No? Okay, cool. It stays. I prefer my other habitat gate. So that's fine. This is fine. This gives the elephants a much, much, much larger room to play. And I feel like people are going to be upset. And by people, I mean our guests. I feel like they're going to be upset. But you know what? They can deal. They can deal. I've seen your comments. I see what y'all have suggested. I don't disagree. I would like to see the elephants spread and roam a bit more. This gives them access to the gardens. It looks like it belongs as one piece as well. Hopefully, they'll actually be able to roam these gardens. I think what I need to do, though, is demolish some of these pillars to allow them access. So let's go ahead and... Let's see. If I clear this entire space out, it might be fine. Or I might... Well, I definitely need to get rid of some over here. Right, because they can get underneath here, I think. There's a gap somewhere. Or perhaps not. Alright, so let's go ahead and, yes, get rid of some of these. I believe we can get rid of maybe this set over here. Does that look fine? Ish. Maybe if we do... Nah, let's keep that. It's not centered, I know. Center would be over here, but then that's ugly on the other side. So I like this, and then we can, yes, go ahead and demolish or delete some of these pieces here. Oh, I see. Yeah, we can do this. Get rid of the stairs. Get rid of these pillars as well. There we go. And that should allow us to then push you in a little bit, buddy. Turn you a touch. Actually, I can probably just delete you and push you in a little bit. There we go. Adjust this a little bit as well. And here what we can do is we can go ahead and duplicate these end pieces and bring them over. Now, no one can really see these, but we can. I'd just like to, yeah, extend this like so. Maybe we can get you over a little bit. There we go. Kind of seals that off. Do the same thing over here. Pull this over a little bit. Might need some more pillars here. Might just. All right, well, let's nudge this over as well. And let's go ahead and get our pair of pillars over here, because I believe that's what we need. Yep, just over to here. And I guess we need another single over to here. Could actually put another pair down as well. Sorry that this is not in the time lapse. I just figured it would be pretty quick. It's taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, if I'm honest. My bad. Hope y'all don't mind. But as always, I like to every once in a while have a slight change of pace. It just keeps things interesting, in my personal and humble opinion. There we go. Let's do that. Push you a little bit further as well. Match the other side. Good stuff. Though we do need to move you forward. Right? Line properly. You guys need to be moved forward as well. Alright. So, with that, yes, our elephants now should be able to come down here. Let's have one selected and check their habitat when we unpause. And then hopefully we'll just keep it unpaused until quarantine is done for our bears, and then we can come through. Or bring them through, rather. Habitat. Come on. There's the update, and looks like we are all clear. Good stuff. However, what isn't good is these education boards, obviously. They need to be swapped to the Indian elephant, as do the speakers. Let's make sure we fix all of that, because otherwise we're going to have some very, very, very confused guests. Can you imagine? Alright, let's go ahead and get you swapped as well. This is, maybe I should have done this while paused. There's no room for confusion. The only problem is now that when people come through these parts, if they don't see an elephant on this side, they'll complain about the views. And yes, I know, that should matter a lot more to me. But for the elephants, you know what? I'm fine. Yeah, it's fine. Hopefully they'll get big enough that they'll actually just occupy the entire space. That'd be excellent. And if they don't, it's fine. Oops. Because frankly, we're making enough money. Yes, I could be making a lot more if I just, you know, was a bit more cognizant of this stuff, but we're making enough money. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know how else to put it. Go ahead and change you into speakers as well. Because, like, we have no lack of options, right? Like, every time we want to, we put down crazy builds. We're feeding all of our animals grade 3 food. Like, none of that stuff is an issue. Excuse me. You're not supposed to be here. Oh, right. I forgot I left an opening here. Interesting. I also need to get rid of some of these. I mean, I guess... because this is something we discussed previously, right? Is like, you're hungry and thirsty. There's food here and there's drink here. Maybe they need another one of these. Wouldn't be surprised. We've spoken previously about how these guys can share space, and now I'm wondering, do we do that? In which case, would I rather leave these as Rhino education boards or alternate them? Like, I've got the Rhino here, have the Rhino there, so not alternate, but have 2 Rhinos down there, and have 1, 2 elephant ones down here. Maybe? Maybe. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I defer to you. Seem pretty happy. Wow, look at the positive emotions. Good, we're getting some good crowds, so at least there's that. Getting some good money up here as well. And I mean, we'll see if it starts causing any confusion. Now, the people that are facing this way are potentially not donating. We should maybe sort that out. Hello, excuse me. Explanation bin, don't mind me. 1 there. Put another one down here, I think. Yeah, that should be fine. I could get the education boards up over here as well. Probably a good idea. Oops. Always hard to place on these because they're so curved. Come on. There we go. Down there. And this will be a Rhino one, and hopefully the speaker has enough coverage here. And the frame rate is starting to get really... When we get low, the frame rate gets problematic. Are you suggesting that you're the wrong animal? Because you shouldn't be. Just this one. These are fine. There's a bit of overlap here. So I should adjust this. Where's our speaker over here? There we go. Adjust you slightly. Yeah, it seems like just this one is complaining about being the wrong animal, I assume. Incorrectly placed. Yeah, strange. I mean, sure, I can make this hallway the Rhino hall. Because the game, I guess, is telling me what people are expecting to see in this hall, right? And if it's rhinos, it's rhinos, and if the other one is elephant, then it's elephants. Hopefully. Oh, right. I was looking at the wrong hall. My apologies. My apologies. That's fine. Whoops. All right, cool. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. All right, we're clear. Hopefully that does the trick. We have rhinos in here. So I need to get that feeder back. Wow, I completely lost orientation there for a second. Okay, my bad. Wow. Had a moment there. Indian Rhino. Let's go ahead and get you that little hanging feeder of yours back. There you go. Should still have easy access to walk around as they wish. Let's make sure. Where are we? Habitat. Yep, they're good. Good stuff. And keepers are able to get here pretty easily as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they come in through here and they get right to the feeders. Many of you were pointing out that some of the feeders were too far away, but now that we've fixed this, we should be fine. Okay, yeah, what must have happened is I was like over here, and then as I turned around... Okay, that was adorable. Did you see that? Did you see that? Just came, like, just running through. It's like, back to mommy and daddy. Oh my god. Okay, maybe giving them this massive room to run and play in was the perfect call. I'm definitely glad to have seen that. Can we flatten you? Why aren't you letting me? Oh, right. One of those days, folks. One of those days. My apologies. It's been a long week. Let me check something else here. Coverage is a little high. But is it high enough to bother them? No, they're still okay. They're still happy. Alright, cool. Cool, very cool. We'll hopefully see them coming down over here eventually and see them maybe playing down over here. No education boards here. There are some people coming through. But to get down here, they will have had to come down from either side, so they've already received their education. So I think we should be fine without any education boards down here. But we'll keep an eye on, people's education happiness and things like that, and we'll decide accordingly. We'll decide accordingly. All right, cool. So there you go. Problem solved. Elephants have a bigger enclosure now where they can run and parade more freely, and over here the rhinos look like they're having a pretty good time as well. So. Like I say, folks, I do read all your comments. I do look at the conversations that are going on in the comments because I just like seeing what people are thinking and saying. And many times y'all will say something and I will go, you know what? Good point. And I saw lots of people felt like the elephants should have had more room. So I hope you all like the solution we've come to. With that said, let's go ahead and bring our bears in. They're supposed to be the focus of today's episode. So let's go ahead and bring our bears in from quarantine. Symington, why are you in a box? You're not the bear I'm talking about. Meher and Vivan. You two. I'm gonna move you over to Habitat 38, as it's called right now. And hopefully you'll be happy with the space you have. Animal stress, quarantine pass, that's okay for both of them. Hopefully got them moving. There we go, good stuff. And facility broken down. Got a mechanic here. Can't have the ATMs breaking down. And seems as though we have completed some more research as well. Saltwater Croc's about to have some more offspring. Good stuff. Indian Rhino, more research completed. And pretty soon, you know what? I think I'm just going to recruit... Okay. I think I'm just going to recruit a new vet. Let's drop you down over here. Her name is Deanna Dickens. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to... Oh, here, the bears are coming through. So a low-ranking vet doesn't research as quickly. What cutie. But I might need more food trays, maybe? Is that what the game is telling me here? Anyway, sorry. Let's go ahead and get our research kind of swapped around. We'll look at vet research. And... our new animals have arrived. They're just about to. So, Deanna Dickens, let's get you researching on, let's say, the Indian elephants. And little Frank, you'll be faster to research our new bears. So let's go ahead and get that going. So where are our bears? Not the grizzly bears. Not the grizzly bears, but the Himalayan. I might need to reopen this window so it registers the arrival of the bears. I wouldn't be surprised. Wish there was a search function here as well. Come on. Or if, you know, if it was in chronological order by default or something. There it is, Himalayan brown bear. Let's do that. Let's just enjoy the company of these cuties for a moment as the sun sets. Get our light on. Oh man, bears are just all adorable. Oh. Take a look at their habitat, make sure they're happy with the terrain. Yup, seems like we're good. Could use some more land area. I can reduce their water a little bit. I want to make sure they're able to reach the water. They are. Okay, so they should be able to swim and drink. Not that they have any water requirement. A little too much rock and too little snow. So let's go ahead and fix that. Easy fix for that is, of course, to put the snow down up here, where there would be snow anyway. The mountains, and we currently have rock up here, so this should help balance that out a little bit, hopefully. Well, the snow doesn't count if there's no cooler, so that makes sense. Let's go ahead and bring some coolers over. I believe we have one up over here somewhere. Where are you? There you are. Oh, I gotta look at the American bison. Fair enough. I'll put you down over here. Another one down over here. One down over here as well. Just need to check what their temperature requirements are. We're not a Himalayan brown bear. I forgot I had to restart the game. Zoopedia. -10 to 22. -10 to +22. 0. Let's go -2. Though 0 should be enough for snow. Let's just lower it a little bit further. Yeah, there we go. So hopefully that'll be okay for temperature. We have to do the lighting here as well, eh? Alright, rock is still a little too much, but the snow is coming through now, hopefully. Let's go ahead and add some snow down here, I think. Yeah, too much rock. Way too much rock. Not a problem. Keep adding some more up over here and over here. There we go. The base here is also very rocky, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh, they really like their snow, don't they? I mean, yes, they live in the mountains, but, you know, it's very different from the snow leopards. And the snow leopards have snow in their name. Where else? I guess that's being 50% isn't helping. Or isn't helping as much, I should say. There we go. Still too much rock. Still too much rock. Alright, there we go. How about over here? A little bit. Oh, I see, I see. Rock over there. There's probably some rock left over here. Getting rid of the soil as well, but don't really mind that. If they want a more snowy area, then so be it. Come on. I guess at one point, if the coolers aren't reaching, then it's just going to count it as rock. Go ahead and drop you down over there. Drop you down over here. I mean, I hope this is enough space for... Oh! You kidding me? That's amazing. I just wanted to pause to make sure we got a good view of it. Oh, that's amazing. The only thing that would make this a better moment is if Vivan there just started taking a dump right as we lowered the camera. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a look at this still. Yeah, there we go. Now with the coolers working, they're a lot happier about the snow levels. Just enough room. I wonder if we can, like, we could always drop this mountain a bit and give them some more room, because I believe it's not counting that because it's not something they can go through. We can give them some more room that way. They can play around over here. They're able to, as we are seeing right now, get into the water, it seems. Get a quick drink, take a quick swim. That's good. Shreya is about to mate, so we're about to have some rhino babies, which should be a fun time. Alright, alright. And see. What else? What else? Oh, right, you know what? A lot else. I've got to go ahead and get their bedding in, so let's go ahead and say Himalayan. I'm sure that's understood what I'm looking for. Go ahead and put the large bedding down. There. Some of the medium. There we go. I'm fairly certain they can move down there. There's enough room. Let's go ahead and put down the large feeding trays up over here. You can watch them while they eat. And hopefully while they play. Apparently they like climbing too. Climbing isn't a requirement for them. Well, bears do enjoy climbing. Get a rubbing pillar down for now. There, so the views here should be pretty good, and let's make sure that we are teaching our guests about the animal as well. There we go. Speaker is, I would say, loud enough over there. Oh, no, Lian, no, 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 no. No, stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So Fengi, do you have a mate available here? Yingtai, right? Recently failed conception. So Fengi is upset. Well, you didn't recently fail, you were just doing it with the wrong person. Yeah, Lian would be inbreeding. Lian is also worse genetics, so stick with Yingtai, please. Thank you. Would make me very happy. What do we got going on? We have some issues, but I'll sort them in a second. Now, the snow leopard is thirsty. I saw that. They have access to the water, so that shouldn't be a problem. I want to make sure I get down over here. Sorry, I know I'm going to forget, so I want to deal with this stuff first. Himalayan brown bear, and Himalayan brown bear. Let's make sure your volume is covering all our bases. Yeah, there we go. And look at that. I mean, that's, even from a distance, it's a pretty interesting view, I would say, just to see them go in for a dip and whatnot. And someone coming in from behind them, just cleaning up behind them. Pretty good, pretty good. And then finally, of course, up top over here. Hopefully people will start coming soon, and we can celebrate our creation. But if not, we will make the adjustments I was talking about earlier. What's your problem? Why are you... We might be too high up over here. That's another issue that the game keeps track of, being too high. Yeah, that is about the extent of the bear enclosure. Interesting. This is also too high? No, that looks like it's in range. If I pull you down a little bit, there we go. At least we've got the one. Hopefully it'll draw some views. Hopefully it'll draw some views. And perhaps more importantly, some donations. And we're already getting some, so that's good. That's good. Alright, so some of the other issues we've got going on. So alpha status is fine, but fighting for sex ratio is not. We, I suppose, have too many males here. Yeah, 3 males. Wakefield is a youngling with some really good genetics. Who can you mate with? Don't know if you can actually mate with anybody. You're not our alpha, right? Who is our eldest? Who is our eldest? James, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's gotta be Wakefield. Let's go ahead and take you. Well, fine. Let's compare with James. I'm kind of tempted to swap the males out completely. James is okay. His immunity is terrible. Maybe we adjust around Wakefield instead. Because these are good genes. I think we might want to do that. Parents, James and Olivia, siblings, all of these. You know what? I think we have to get rid of both the males and and start from scratch. James is fine though. He's been fine for so long, so why not a little bit longer? Fine. You know what, James? You got lucky there. And it seems like we're seeing some maturing over at the tapir, so that might cause a little bit of fighting as well. It's at about to mature. Never know how long of a runway about to mature really means. And down over here, donation profits have gone well past 181k. We're at 191, so that's going quite well as well, I would say. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. How are our trains doing? I just don't know. Okay, all right, looks like we're finally moving. Looks like we're finally back to where we used to be, where it stops momentarily, picks people up, and then keeps going. Cool. Not gonna fix what isn't broken, so to speak. A little bit of research completed, it seems like, probably for, okay, the Rhino. Fair enough, fair enough. And let's go ahead and fix this power source, get a mechanic coming in here ASAP. And I do need to recruit a bunch of new people, I think. I just got the vet done. At the time, I was meaning to recruit more than just the vet. Oof, not really the best genes. We have better genes right now. So adorable. Just tiny swimming little blob. And our current adults are still young enough to have more kids. So once you become an adult, I could release you into the wild. It seems as though you're already an adult, you just haven't visually changed yet. So let's go ahead and release you to the wild. Done. What else have we got going on over here? Alpha status is fine. Looks like few alerts. I could say hello to some folks. Get those conservation credits that I'm missing out on otherwise. Say hello, say hello. I believe you can only say hello so many times per session, or per day rather, not session. All right. Hello, and hello to you, Ava, as well. All right. I mean, things are looking pretty good in terms of the zoo. We're making money. I believe we are still profitable. If we take a look, yep, money, and this year, it's only April. We have enough time to recover that. We did do a little bit of construction and stuff, which is probably eating into our finances. Over here, we have made the changes, and hopefully the elephants will explore their new extension. We saw they were kind of exploring it, so that's good. Do elephants use the feeder? Yeah, it is suitable, so that's good. And the rhinos will hopefully be coming around these parts as well, and garnering some donations. Looks like it's working. Looks like it's working. We'll see if people start complaining about the view over here. Wait, hang on. Did I not? Oh, I've made the same mistake. I zoomed in and I moved over without realizing. Silly me. There we go. The elephants are coming through. So, that I would say is a win. I would classify that as a win. All right, cool. So that's that done. The bears are in as well. With the bears in, I think what I'm going to want to do is... Again, just lost my orientation. What I'm going to want to do is next session, I'm going to want to do a beauty pass in South Asia, Southeast Asia, and the Himalayas. Just get some stuff done there. And after that, we're probably going to move to China. Let me know in the... This looks intense. Let me know in the comments if you guys would rather see me move to China or do the Arctic region first. I'm not throwing it up for a vote just yet, but I just want to hear your sentiment, and I'll make a decision accordingly, or perhaps I'll actually throw a vote up next session. But next session, we're definitely going to do a beauty pass. At the same time, we're going to add, custom names for patrons and members into our staff, and also sponsor boards and stuff. I want to make them look pretty. I want to do that as a part of our beauty pass. But for now, I think we're going to call it a session over here, folks. I apologize if it's a little bit on the short side. Always hard to tell when I had to cut and separate our time lapse. It becomes a bit challenging. But as you're taking a dip over here, just your toes, just your toes. There we go. Oh no, one goes in, one goes out. Well, fair enough. If that's how y'all want to play it, I was hoping to get a shot of them both in the water, but seems like that's not to be. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this session. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a massive difference in how I approach content on the channel, what I do more or less of, as you very well know by now, and I do enjoy reading through all of the comments. With that said, wow, it takes so long to zoom out of this massive zoo now. With that said, folks, a massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You keep us alive and running smoothly. And a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.